Listen to Pete Buttigieg kind of take a shot at Bernie Sanders here.
I think the sense of anger and disaffection that comes from seeing that the numbers are fine, like unemployment's low, like all that, like you said, GDP is growing, and yet a lot of neighborhoods and families are living like this recovery never even happened. They're stuck. It just kind of turns you against the system in general, and then you're more likely to want to vote to blow up the system, which could lead you to somebody like Bernie, and it could lead you to somebody like Trump. And I think that's how we got where we are.
Yeah, I mean, he's offering caution against Bernie Sanders. And, you know, Bernie Sanders is raising a ton of money right now. He really energizes the far left wing of the Democratic base. But the problem here is, you know, if he were to win a primary, you know, can he win a general election? And, you know, there's a lot of voters, independent-minded voters, that the Democrats would need to take Trump out in the White House that, you know, may not like the president, but, you know, they hear the word democratic socialism or phrase democratic socialism, and it scares them. And, you know, they could very well lose those people in a general election.
Now, the Sanders people would say, everyone said that Donald Trump couldn't win the nomination and couldn't win the presidency, and he's president. So you're wrong. That's what they would argue, and that's what we have campaigns for. But they would argue the mood in the country is to not be timid. But it's interesting to hear one of the other Democrats sort of, you know, without being critical of Bernie, kind of saying you don't want to do this.
And it's going to get so much worse. I mean, if that, you know, I mean, that was about as polite, very gentle. I mean, yeah, you compared him to Trump and, you know, what have you. But boy, you know, we're going to get to these debates. And then, you know, as we get closer to Iowa and New Hampshire, it's going to get
especially these people in the single digits in these polls, they need to figure out a way to distinguish themselves. That's when the knives start to come out in these, particularly in the debates. We'll see if anyone gets any traction, but that also risks some blowback for them as well as they try to present a positive image.
But he also puts his finger, Pete Buttigieg does in that moment, on a challenge for him and some of the other candidates, certainly for Joe Biden. You do have a lot of voters out there who do want to blow the system up. I think that this is not working at all. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, I mean, that is one uniform thing that you see across the board, and certainly Democrats who are contending for the nomination have to be able to speak to those voters in some way. Even if he's saying that Bernie Sanders is maybe the wrong way to go, he understands, I think, and you can tell in that clip that, you know, there are those people out there, and we have to figure out a way to make them vote.
Right. You better find you better find a way to talk to them, because you're right. It's pretty hard to make the case the system's working. Let's put it that way.